Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Fleur, this is my studio from home, and today, as it's very hot here, we're going to come into a nice cooling evening flow, so a little bit gentler, not too harsh, and trying to keep the breath connected to your movements. So when you're ready, let's come to standing. Just bringing your feet together, touching. Reach your fingertips down to the ground. Start to balance the body over the middle of your feet. Lengthen the back of your neck upwards to the ceiling so your chin draws in a little bit. And then feel that the body balances. I feel I'm still slightly wobbly today. And then if you like, close your eyes. And notice how different it is when you close your eyes. Feel the connection from your heels through the mid area of the body all the way up to the middle of the crown of the head. And just breathe in a way that feels nourishing and soothing to you. And then from here, bringing the hands to your heart center, lift your heart to your hands. Set an intention for your practice. And then take a deep breath in through the nose. And just sigh it out. And then blinking your eyes open. And then bring the arms out to the side and up. Interlace the fingers and just reach up through the palms of the hands. Try and lengthen through the base of the hands. Draw the navel slightly in. Keep the thumbs and little fingers connected. Keep the arms straight. Draw the belly in. Pull the ribs a little bit inwards. So imagine you want to lengthen the back of the body. And then release a little bit to bring the hands together so you're in Kali Mudra, so the thumbs are crossing over the front of your hands and the index finger is pointing forward. And then lift up the arms again and then stretch out through the arms and lean over towards your left side or the right. Take a deep breath in, just lengthen the arms away from you. Not to the far extreme just yet. And then inhaling, coming back up. And then lean over to the other side. And again, start to lengthen the arms away from you. Draw the belly in slightly. And then inhaling, coming back up. And then bring the arms out of the side. Step yourself back. Open the fingers, over the feet, and then bend your knees and reach your arms up. Sit into a nice, deep goddess squat. Bring the elbows to the side and draw the shoulder blades down. Good. Tuck the tailbone under so you feel you're opening up through the hips. Good. And then from here, straighten the arms, open them, turning your left toes in, turn your right toes to the side, and then hinging from the hip and bring yourself into Trikonasana. Lift up the upper arm. Oops. Keep grounding through the back heel. Rotate the chest. Feel the pose, keep lengthening through the neck. Find the hamstring, lift up your kneecap of the right leg. And then bring the left hand down, look towards your right leg. And then frame your right foot with your hand. Maybe step the left foot a little bit in and come to Parsvottanasana, so you're forward facing triangle. Again, feeling the hamstring of the right leg. If that's too low for you, bring the hand maybe onto the shins. Try to keep your back nice and straight. Draw the chest forward and roll the shoulder blades back, pulling in the navel. And then bring the hands down towards the floor. Lift the back heel and come into a low lunge or dragon. Frame your foot and lift the chest up. Open the heart. And then from here, bring the left heel down and come to a ninja squat. So hands in front of you, or maybe you need to bring the hands a little closer. Try to sit down. Left foot can be on the floor, that's it, you're on the right side. And go towards the left side, walking the hands over and come to the other side. Notice where you are here. Keep drawing the hips down. You can also come a little bit higher or even here. And then turn towards your left leg, frame your left foot, lift up the back heel, and come again into that low lunge for dragon. Framing your front leg, open the chest, keep reaching the back leg back. If you want, you can bring the back knee down. Breathe, roll the shoulders down. And then straighten the left leg, step the right foot a little bit in, and come to your forward facing triangle. Draw the navel in and fold over your left leg. And again, exploring this pose. Nice long breath. Keep reaching down with your back heel. And then come up halfway. Bring your hands onto your hips. Come all the way up. And then turning your right toe slightly to the right side. Open your arms and then hinging from the left hip, bring the left hand down onto the left shin and reach your right arm up. Feel again into the pose Trikonasana, so active in your left leg, pressing down to the left big toe knuckle. And then bring your right hand onto your hip, look down. You can mini bend the left knee to come back up. Then turning the toes first of all in, and then out, and then come back into your goddess squat, sinking into the hips, rolling the shoulder blades down. Tuck the tailbone so you don't want to be in an arch. You want to keep tucking so you're really feeling you sitting down as if you're sitting on, I always like the example of a very big horse, really huge, or elephant. And straighten the arms. Bring your hands onto your hips. And just bring the feet together, either stepping them in or hopping them together, so you can also hop. Reach your arms back up, and then start leaning towards your left side. Find the stretch, think of leaning a little bit lower. Breathe into the right side. And then breathe and come back up. And other side. Keep the arms straight, so try and stretch the arms, that's it. And then coming back up. And then bring the hands down to the side. Good. Bring your hands onto your hips. We're going to do one more round. So this time we're going to stay for 5 breaths in each pose, so you can really tune it in. Here we go. Breathe in, lift your arms up. Reach the arms up. This time we're starting with the left side, so lean towards your left. Stretching out the arms, and let's breathe. 1. Feel where you are in the pose. You can even close your eyes. 2. 3. Try and lean back with your chest a little. 4. And 5. Inner, coming back up. Other side, finding your edge, lengthen and hold here. 1. Draw the left hips to the side as you reach your arms to the right. 2. Stretch the arms, so point your index finger away. 3. Squeeze the legs together. 4. And 5. Inner, come back up. Stretch up, exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Step or hop your feet out to the side, turn the toes out, bend your knees, bring the arms up, roll your shoulder blades down, hold it. 1. That's catching up. 2. Tuck the tailbone, think of sinking deeper. 3. Press down into your heels, pull your navel in and up. 4. And 5. Inhaling. Open your arms. Turn your right toes in this time. Left leg straight. Both legs straight actually. And hinging from your left hip. Bring your left hand down. Trikonasana. Reach up the right arm. Rotate. Lean back with your shoulders. 1. That's it. Lengthen the crown of the head away from you. 2. 3. Stay light on your left hand, so you press down on the foot. 4. And 5. Avoid the inward rotation of the shoulder. Yeah. Look down to the foot. Bring right hand down. Frame your left foot and step maybe the right foot a little bit in. Turn your right hip in and left hip back. Draw belly in. And let's fold 5 breaths. 1. Keep lifting your left kneecap. Press down the right heel. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Come up a little bit, bend your left knee, step that right foot back, open the chest, draw the hips down. 1. Squeezing that right heel back if the knee is lifted. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Back to your ninja. And let's just move it a little bit. So from here, let's moving from left to right 5 times. 1. And back. And 2. You can use the floor and take it slower. And back. And 3. And back. And 4. And back. And the 5th one, we're going to stay here, we're going to go the other way. So turning around to the right side, open the chest here. 1. Deep breath. 2. Keep lifting the left knee. 3. Press down on the right foot. 4. 5. And then straighten your right leg. Step the left foot a little bit in. Fold over right leg. 5 breaths. 1. Draw the navel in as you lower the head towards the shin. 2. 3. Keep the legs active. 4. And 5. And then bending the right knee slightly to come back up, hands onto your hips. And then make your stance so that you can bring the right heel in line with the left arch of the foot. Open the arms, hinge from the left hip, the right hip, sorry. And bring the hand back down to the shin. Trikonasana. 1. 2. Draw the chest a little bit backwards. 3. 4. And 5. Look down to the right foot, bend your right knee, come back up. And then turning the toes in and hands to your hips, heels out, bend your knees back into your goddess. Now we would have to do one more round, but it's taking so long, we'll skip that one. Let's take a deep breath in. Draw the navel in, tap the tailbone, roll the shoulders down, and then straighten back up. Bringing your feet together, step them together, reach your arms up. Nice long stretch, and then bring your hands to your heart. Good. Well done. Let's come back into a straddle. So step or hop your feet out to the side, turning the toes out one more time into your deep squat. Bring your hands onto your thighs, press the hands a little bit back, and then roll your right shoulder in so you open up through the hips. Roll the shoulder downwards, then press the hands into the thighs. Little twist here. Think of lengthening from the tailbone to the right shoulder. And change, coming back up. And then bring the left shoulder down to the center. Press the right hand into the thigh, maybe even turning the thigh outwards and up. coming back to center. Bring your hands down towards the floor, turning your toes inwards, and then hanging forward. Bring the hands in line with your feet. Lift the chest a little halfway, and then try and fold down, drawing the elbows back. Take 5 breaths here. Again, pulling the navel inwards and up. Shoulders move down the back. And then coming halfway up, bring your hands onto your hips. Hold it there for a moment. Roll the shoulders back. And then coming all the way up to standing. Open the arms to the side. And then interlace the hands behind your back. Lift up the chest. Move the hands away from the buttocks. And folding down again into Prasarita C. Draw the chin to the chest and fold down. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. 4. Finding a long breath. And 5. Inhaling, coming all the way up to standing. Open your arms out to a T. Bring the toes back out and sit back into your squat. From here, bring your right elbow onto the right thigh and lift up the left arm, stretching out to the side. Keep moving the knees backwards and tuck the tailbone under. Keep your neck nice and long. And then press the feet into the floor, open the arms out to the side. Other side, left arm down and stretch out through the right arm. Keep thinking of drawing the tailbone to the floor. Inhaling, coming back up, straighten the legs, and then turn the left toes in again. Bend your right knee to a gentle warrior 2. That's reaching the arms either side of your body. Bring the right heel in line with the arch of the left foot. So roll your shoulders down. Nice. And then breathe in, straighten the front leg. And exhaling, bend the front leg. 2 more. Inhaling, breathe and straighten up. Exhaling, bend the front knee. 1 more. Inhale, straighten the front leg. And exhale, bend and see if you can sink a little lower. Bring your elbow towards the thigh and then do arm circles. So nice and flowing. Arm goes up and then reach the arm down. 2 more. Inhale, reach the arm up and reach it down. Last one, reach it up and then down. Look down to the floor. Bring your left hand down to the floor. Wriggle your right foot slightly up to the side. And then bring your left knee down for a moment. Keep the toes tucked. Press into the right foot. Lift your left hand up to the ceiling. And then take a little side bend. So leaning towards your right side. So come up with the hand on the thigh. And then lean back. We'll come there later. That's it. So not a easy twist just yet. And then reach the arm back up. And then see if you can bring either the hand onto your lower back, or maybe you can bring the fingertips towards your left heel, and then reach your right arm up. You're stretching through the chest upwards. Nice. And then bring the right arm forward, draw the belly in and come back up. This time bring the left elbow low over your right knee for twist. Hands come to the heart center. We'll turn around, draw the shoulders down and twist towards the right. Pull the navel in if you like. You can lift up the left leg, straighten the left knee. 1 and 2. Keep the elbows close to the body so they don't move too far away. 3. Neck is long. Make the movement come from the core. 4 and 5. Look down to the foot and then bring the right hand back onto the right side. Lift up into a low lunge. and then open back up into warrior two. And then straighten the right leg, turn the right toes in, and turn your left toes to the left side. I'll turn around because that's where I was. And then bend your left knee into your warrior two with the left leg bent. Roll the shoulders down. And breathe in, straighten the front leg. Exhaling, bend. Breathing in, straighten. Exhaling, bend. See if you can sink a little lower, but don't let the knee come forward. One more, inhaling, straighten. Belly in. Exhaling to bend. Right leg stays nice and straight. And then bring the left arm down to the thigh to support yourself. And then 3 circles. Breathe in. Open the chest and down. And 2. And bring it back and down. And 3. Try to make the biggest circle. And back. And then look down, bring the right hand to the floor, bring the right knee down, don't come to a twist. And then bring the left hand onto your left thigh. Lift up the right arm, keep the right toes tucked, and then lean towards your left. Think of lengthening that side, activating through the foot. Think of ballooning that right ribcage out. And then bring the arm back up. See if you can bring the hand onto your lower back. Lift the left arm or reach the fingertips towards the heel. And then stretching up, drawing the hip forward. Reach the heart upwards. And then to come out, bring the hand back forward again. Hand can come into the lower back. Lift up your right arm into the sky. And then twisting, right elbow over your left knee, hands to your chest, and turn around again. So you can hook it under, bring the hands to your chest, turn around, there you are. And then tuck the toes if you want and stretch the legs out. Try to keep the hips still low so that your thighs parallel to the floor. Roll the left shoulder back, pull your navel in. Lower your left elbow closer towards your body. 2 more breaths. 3. And 4. Use the heat in the body to help you move. And 5. Look down to the floor. And then from here, push yourself back up into a warrior 2. And then turning both toes again. Turn around again. Both toes to the front. And then bring the hands back into your hips. Open the chest. And then one more time, fold forward. Grab hold of your big toes this time. And then pull yourself down. So softening the head towards the floor. Bend your elbows towards your shins. Lift the hips high. And breathe. Keep lifting the kneecaps up. Try and transfer the weight into the balls of the feet. And then slowly come back up halfway. Bring your hands onto the floor. And then just bend your knees out to the side. So you're coming into Malasana, into a deep squat. Bring the feet a little bit closer. If your heels don't touch the floor, don't worry. Just bring the hands to your chest. You can sit low, but you can also sit here if this is easier for you. And the heels are down. And you can just gently rock a little bit side to side. Feeling into the hip joints, into that groin area. Try and keep the shoulders rolling down. And then from here, bring the hands down. And then straighten the legs and fold forward. So in forward fold. Maybe grab your elbows. Let your head nod a little bit. Or shake it out. No. You can also shake out the upper body a little bit side to side. Just releasing the heat. Become very soft in the body. And from now on, we're going to start with some cooling poses that we're going to hold a little bit longer. So bring your hands down to the floor and then step yourself into a tabletop position with your knees underneath your hips and your hands underneath your shoulders. And then you can either keep the toes tucked or you can untuck them, and we're going to walk our hands forward into a heart opener stretch. So lengthen the hands forward. Try not to put too much pressure into your shoulders, but just lengthen from the hips to the hands. Your forehead can come down. And feeling this pose first of all, feel how your shoulders are. Think of the shoulder blades wanting to come up towards your ears, but then your upper arms rolling just slightly outwards, just a little bit, so that they don't turn inwards. Think of your armpits wanting to point down to the floor. And then from here, draw the belly button a little bit in, as if your lower ribs want to touch your hips, and then just open up through the chest. I'm going to do that 5 more times. So belly button in, just a little roundness through the shoulder blades, pull the navel upwards to the spine, and on the exhale, soften through. And 4, belly button draws in, stretch the arms, and soften through. And 2 more, belly button draws in, and soften through, heart melts forward. Last one, belly in, and then soften through, and then stay here, and take at least 10 deep breaths here. If this is comfortable for you, you can bring the chin to the floor and look forward. Notice your shoulders. Think of releasing any tension into the floor. If this pose is slightly uncomfortable, then just bring the hips slightly further back. So you can just focus on that length through the arms. Keep your breath smooth and steady. And notice if you can be kind here to yourself. A few more breaths, just connecting to this pose, this offering of this pose towards the ground. And then slowly release the pose by bending one arm and then the other, and just sinking back into a child's pose with your arms by your side. Resting your forehead on the floor and letting the arms be by the side for now. And notice how the breath moves in the back of the body. Because your front is slightly restricted, your lungs are pushing a little into the back of the ribs now. Just enjoy that feeling of opening up your flanks. Maybe you can even feel it all the way down to the lower back. And then bring the hands underneath the shoulders, come back up to a tabletop position. And let's come to a pigeon pose. So bring your right knee forward towards the right wrist, tuck the left toes under, and then bring the right foot a little bit towards the left side of the mat. Then sink back with your hips, stretch out the left leg, and maybe give your hips a little wiggle. You don't want to collapse into one side so the left knee bends. Your left knee should be pointing right down to the floor. But if it's too uncomfortable, you can place something like a cushion or pillow underneath your right hip. You have a bit of support. Where's my support? Over there. So if you need an adjustment to show you, you can place something right here under the hip. So both your hip bones are facing forward. And then from here, come onto your fingertips. Try and lift the chest up, and then point your left toe the waist as if you want to lift up the left knee. Open the chest here. That's it. Roll the shoulders down. And then slowly keeping that length. bringing your hands forward until maybe your elbows come down to the floor. And you can rest here, or if you want a little bit more, maybe you want to bend the elbows out to the side and rest the forehead on the floor. Maybe your arms want to reach forward. That will again increase the pressure onto your hips. Be mindful of your knee. And take again long deep breath. And notice if there's any gripping going on. So gripping in the glutes or the shoulders. And let it just soften breath by breath. Few more breaths, really connecting to the pose again. And then slowly walking your hands back again towards you. Hands underneath the shoulders. Then from here, bring your left leg over the right. And come to cow face pose. So that your knees are in a pile on top of each other. You can again sit on something that makes it a little bit gentler and turn towards you. And if this is really uncomfortable, just stretch out your right leg and just have the left leg over your right knee. And then let's do the arms. We're just going to come to these arms. So right arm's going to go underneath the left. Cross the arms over. Bring the foot to the side so that the foot is on the side of the floor. So it doesn't step in. Make sure it's on the side, pulling it in. And then, that's it. Lift the elbows up. Move your hands away from your face. Draw the shoulder blades down. And then soften your chin to the chest and see if there's a little stretch happening in the back of the neck. And then lift your elbows again a little higher and see if you want to reach the elbows forward, nice and slowly. That's optional. You can also just stay here and just draw the shoulder blades down. But if it's available, you can see if you can slowly bring the elbows in front of the knees and forward. And let's stay here for 10 breaths. Count in your mind so your mind is connected to the breath. And again, feel if there's any gripping. Try and make the breath nice and smooth and calm. Five more breaths. And on your fifth one, slowly start to unwind, breathing in again. And then stretching your legs out in front of you, give them a little shake. And just take a cross of the legs of your choice. Bring the hands in front of you. Step yourself back into the tabletop position. And then push up into a little downward dog. Hips go back and up. And walk a little bit out through the heels. Good. Stretching the arms. And then bring the knees back down towards the floor. And then from here, left knee forward towards the left wrist. Bring the left foot out to the right side. Tuck the right toes. Keep the left knee on the left side, just the left foot is going to the right side. And then reach the right leg back. So your left knee is where the left hand was. There you go. And come to fingertips if that's available. And lengthen your right leg a little bit away. Make sure the right knee is pointing down. The right hip is rolling forward. If you need something under the left hip, do it. Good. And then slowly drawing the navel slightly and start to come forward. Elbows on the floor. Find first of all the edge for your body And then slowly relax downwards, relaxing the head. And take 10 deep breaths again. Making sure again that you're feeling the connection of the floor to your body. That you're feeling held and supported. Also by yourself, so that you're not pushing too far. Because if we're pushing too far, we are overstepping our own boundaries, our physical boundaries that the body has given us to explore with. And of course there are gentle ways to overstep them when you train yourself to just find that edge, but we don't want to do it so much that we injure ourselves or hurt ourselves. Sometimes it can be like a punishment, so we want to practice kindness. Just a few more breaths here. Our body will thank us for it. By being less tense, less stressed out. And then bring the hands back towards you. Coming to a knee pile, so bring the right leg over your left, or if you had the straight leg variation, stretch out your left leg. And then make sure that the right foot is on the side, so you're not stepping the foot in. That's the different pose, you're just pulling the foot back. So your knees are like a pile. If that doesn't work, remember you can always sit on something a little higher. And then coming to the arms, eagle arms, bring the left arm underneath the right, crossing the arms. And then lift the elbows up. Bring the hands away from the face and then draw the shoulder blades down. And soften your chin to the chest. And you can stay here. Or again, if it's available, see if you want to lean a little bit forward. Trying to hook your elbows over your knee if available. 10 breaths. Finding again that expansion to the sides of the ribs. How are you in this pose? This might be not very comfortable or might be unusual for you. So feelings might arise. And just explore what's happening. Yoga is the union of the mind and the body, so the union of being connected and aware. So not doing things mindlessly just because the teacher says so. You're exploring what's happening in yourself. Breaking through the layers of consciousness, going deeper and deeper here. And then taking a deep breath in and releasing the pose. Bring the hands down. And then one more time, straighten the legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake this way. And then lift the arms up to the sky and draw the navel and start to fold forward. You can hold your ankles, you can hold the side of your feet. Open the chest and then find the length. Try and tilt your tailbone up if that's again difficult. Sit on something a little bit higher or maybe even bend your knees so you can again draw the heart forwards towards the feet. Closing your eyes if you like to be in your body. And then slowly returning back up. Roll yourself back up. And then bringing the hands forward and slowly roll yourself down, vertebra by vertebra, belly in, until you come lying on your back. Right, go all the way down. And you'll be happy to hear that we're not going to move from the back. We're just going to do everything now on our back for the last 15 minutes. So we're just going to start with bending the left knee in, so the left foot is on the floor, and then bend the right knee and stretch the right leg up towards the sky. And then hold behind your right calf or behind your right thigh, wherever is doable for you, and just rotate the ankle a little bit. Gentle movements in one direction through the foot, and then the other way. And then flex the foot and see if you can straighten the leg away from you. Find that little release and stretch, and then bend the knee a little bit. And then again, try and flex the foot towards your face and stretch the leg towards you, and then bend the knee a little bit. And one more time, flexing the foot, reach the heel away from you, and bend the knee a little bit. And then point the foot and lengthen your left leg away from you, and just draw your belly in and roll yourself up towards your leg. Hold it there for a moment, and then slowly lower down, bend your right knee. And then roll the right knee over to the left and open your arm to the right into gentle twist. You can look up to the ceiling or you can look to the right side. If this is uncomfortable, bend both your knees to the side. Try to think of the lower back releasing. In fact, if you like, take your hand and maybe give your lower back a little drum, just on the sides of the spine, so not on the spine, or maybe a little rub if there's any tension there. You can even try and pull your ribs a little bit to the side, and then bring the arm out to the side again, and breathe. And on the next inhale, bring the right knee back into the center, draw the knee in, and then lift the leg back up and see if you can grab the right big toe with your peace fingers, so second and third finger, and then bend the knee into the armpit, bring the left hand onto your left hip, and try to stretch out the right leg to the side. So like in a ballet pose, but lying on the floor. Keep your left shoulder connected to the floor. So your leg might be here, it might be slightly bent. Feeling that groin stretch there, or variation of half happy baby. Keep pointing or flexing through the left foot, so you have a lengthening through that leg as well. And then bending your right knee, bring the knee back into the chest, and then release the leg and stretch out your right leg. And just feel how the right side feels, hopefully a little bit longer and softer on the floor. And let's do the other side. Bend your right knee and then your left knee. And then lift up your left leg and hold the left ankle or behind your calf or your thigh. And then from here, just draw the navel a little bit in, finding the edge, and rotate your ankle, rotating the foot. And change direction. And then try to straighten the leg a little bit, and a little release by bending it. And then reach the heel away from you and stretch the leg a little bit. And then bend it again. And one more time, straighten out through the heel. Turn the toes to the face, and then point the foot and stretch out the right leg and draw the navel in and just pull yourself up to the leg. Just for a moment, holding it and breathing. And then slowly come back down, bending your left leg And then roll the left knee over to the right side. A little bit to the side. Open up the left arm to the side. You can look up or to the left side. And again, if you like, you can just give your lower back a little rub or gentle little knock with a fist on the sides of the ribs, not on the ribs. Not ribs, sorry, the spine. Just see if that does anything. Roll that left rib cage to the side. And then open the arm again. And take a few gentle breaths here. So hope you feel a little bit cooler. Otherwise still breathing slowly and calmly. And then bring the left knee back in. Then bending the left knee into your chest. Lift the foot up and hold with your left hand, left second, index finger and middle finger, holding the left big toe. Right hand onto your right hip and then stretch out through the left leg. Keep the right leg on the floor, so don't try to lift off. Might mean that the leg doesn't come so low. Keep the right shoulder on the ground. Think of lengthening through the left heel. Breathe and hold. Point or flex the right toes, right foot. Feel what feels better. And then bending the knee back. And then slowly release the leg away from you. Give the legs a little shake and just see if you feel it even again, if your body feels nice and heavy on the floor. And then coming to some back bends, bringing the feet behind your sit bones, arms by your side. And then from here, just lift your toes off the floor so that you're not lifting the heels, not the whole foot, but just the toes. So big toes and then the other toes will just follow. And press into the balls of the feet and the heels, keeping the toes lifted, and then lift up through your hips. Roll them all the way up, but keep the toes lifted. And then see if you want to shimmy your shoulders a little bit further inwards and down. And if that gives you a little bit more height, keep lengthening the knees away from you. And draw the belly a little bit in. And if you like, you can see if you want to bring the hands underneath your lower back if there's space. Wriggle your thumbs inwards, so as if you want to massage your spine. And just relax your hips a little bit onto the hands. And breathe here into this release. And then pressing again into your feet, release the arms. See if you get a little bit more space. And then slowly roll down, upper, middle and lower back down. Take one breath in here, we're going to go again. Keeping the toes still lifted and again peeling the hips off the floor, lift up through the heart. Shimmy the shoulder blades in if you can, see if you can reach your inner ankles with your fingertips or your fingers. Press into your feet, open the chest. Breathe. Keep strong in the legs. And then lift up onto your tiptoes and lift a little higher. Press down to your hands. And then slowly roll down, upper, middle and lower back down. And just give the knees a little swing side to side. We're going to do one more. So the last one, and just see if we come a little higher and have the spine nice and smooth. So again, bring the feet close to your sit bones. You can brush the fingertips, the heels, brush the tips on the fingers. Apologies, getting really tight now. And then just keep the toes down this time and then roll the spine up.
Lift up the chest and see if you feel a little bit more height. Try not to press too much, it's just a little opening for your back. Where can you breathe in the space? And see if you can just soften your glutes a little bit. So you're lifting up the heart, but your glutes are not squeezing so much. Your heels are pressing down. Draw the navel in. And then slowly release, lifting maybe the heels in the last 3/4. And then bringing the knees into your chest, give yourself a little hug. Rocking a little bit side to side. Massaging the lower back. And then from here, bring the hands behind your thighs. Draw the chin into the chest. And then give yourself just a little rock and roll up and down the spine. Just to massage the back. A little time. And then from here, just lift up arms and legs. Squeeze everything together. Hold it here. Make the hands into fists. Really nice and active. Pull the belly in. Lift the chest up. And then release down. And then again, squeeze everything on the floor. Point the toes. Press the back of your neck into the floor. Squeeze the glutes. And release everything down. And then just staying nice and still with your arms by your side. And we're just going to go through a little relaxation now. So feeling your feet and feel how your feet are. There's still a bit of tension. And let's start to point the toes away from you. So draw the toes in and then point your toes. Feel how the calves and the shins start to activate. Point, point, point. Keep them pointed and then relax them. And then start to flex your feet. So draw the toes towards your shins. Feel your calves and your shins active. Squeeze them and then relax them. And then squeeze your buttocks. Squeeze your belly in. Just focus on that area. Really squeeze the buttocks, squeeze the belly in. The center of your body, and really feel that energy of squeezing, and then relax everything. And the same, feeling the hands. And make your hands into fists. Really squeeze the hands. Once you feel the squeeze, maybe the fingertips start to, or the nails start to press into your hands. Squeeze a little harder. Squeeze it, and then release the hands and open them so they uncurl. Maybe you'll feel that tingling in the fingers. And then from here, just reach your shoulders up to your ears. Really pull them up, squeeze them up, and then pull them up. Feel that tension in your neck and shoulders. And then just release them and stretch the arms away from you so you feel they're nice and soft. And then lastly, just draw your chin to your chest as if you want to bring the back of your neck onto the floor. And then squeeze your face together. So squeeze your mouth, squeeze your eyes, squeeze your eyebrows, your forehead. Make a big grimace or small grimace. And then breathe in and relax everything. And become really soft in the whole body now. Taking a deep breath in and exhaling. Slowly feel how the body fully surrenders to the gravity of the floor. That you don't need any tension now anymore. You can just let go and relax. And in this pose where we practice our awareness lying perfectly still, notice any thoughts that come up, any sensations, and practice guiding the mind back to your breath. So the inhaling and the exhaling, try to become the expert of your breath, so really noticing how your breath is. And if you're drifting off, then just notice it. See if you gently can bring yourself back. Even though it's so tempting to just drift off. Just a few more rounds here. Observing the breathing. Bringing the mind back. And it's much easier to practice in a calm state of mind than when you're out in the real world. Though here it's also challenging because we tend to drift off to snooze. Maybe stay present for another 3 breaths. And then on your next inhale, take a deeper breath in. And on your exhale, you can sigh it out deeply if you like. Noticing how your body is now on the floor. What has shifted? Is there anything that has changed from the beginning of class to now? And then maybe start to move your toes. And then wiggle your fingers. And then reaching your arms over the head and give yourself a nice long stretch. And of course you can stay here for a little bit longer if you like. Or you can just bring your knees in and roll over to one side. Lie here for a moment. And then slowly bring yourself back up to seated. And now close the class for you. Bring the hands to your heart center. Taking a gentle breath in through the nose. And exhale, sigh it out. And then closing with the mantra on breathing into chant. Namaste everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you get a good rest afterwards.